as usual, like to take some time and for these videos and just sort of, you know, look at some things on the character. I just started a lobby, so the looking for a match should be fine. So the build, we got my usual Nancy perks, fixated, self-care, and dead hard. We got clear regent just to get rid of them. I got a burner toolbox. It's a decent one. It's got a clean rag, so I tend to prioritize it more. These are the add-ons I tend to prioritize, by the way, the most for toolboxes on Survivor. I avoid anything that's sabotage related for the most part, and the wrench grips. I would prefer, I'll get toolbox add-ons over like other add-ons, for example. For me, generally I tend to prioritize toolbox and medkit add-ons before anything else. The cheaper the better. There's certain add-ons that I like I like certain map add-ons, you know, I like certain key add-ons, I like certain flashlight add-ons, so I'll go for those, but primarily I'm going to go for, like, toolbox and flashlight add-ons, but there's a few things that you can economize and save yourself some time. One thing is the clean rag. Anytime you see those in the blood red, pick those up, because those are really cheap sources of repair speed, but even though it's only a slight repair speed bonus, it makes the world. Especially when I can combine this with the scraps for the extra 15 charges. Because the key to this, so you have 80 charges, so that's 1 gen. Now that's if you don't miss any skill checks or hit any great skill checks. If you're like me and you can hit great skill checks often, then you're gonna get a lot of benefit out of it. And so the slightly increased repair speed means it lasts a little bit longer than the 80 charges. Plus we're adding another 15, so we have 95. Plus the clean rag, that'll buy us about maybe 10 more. So about 100 seconds. That's about a gen and a quarter to a gen and a half if you're hitting a lot of great skill checks. I've got stakeout on, which will reinforce this a little bit. That way there, if I miss some skill checks, I can have the stakeout to bail me out. Please, okay. I was about to say, please tell me done. I'm rank 5. I'm about to drop down to rank 6 just because the game quality's been pretty bad. Like, I'm lasting deep in the game, that's still not enough, so we'll see. We got P3, David King, level 50 Claudette, level 40 Nancy, B's level 50. Yeah, fairly standard build for me. Generally, this is how I like to have my perk builds, where I've got 3 perks that are like primaries. I can switch out the Dead Hard and the Self-Care if I need be. I like the Fixated. I don't like her other perks, but say that's what we're running today. Did the killer really just leave the lobby? Come on. Oh my god. Ready up. Yeah, when you look at a lot of my other survivors, how I have their builds set up. Look at Ash. It's a fairly basic build. A lot of these builds that I have on my other characters, because they're not level 50, I don't have like a preset build, so to speak. So it's mostly just playing, you know, what I want until I get to a certain point. But you never know. Looking at some perks, people like stake out the bad perk. It's not. I talk about it a lot. It's not a bad perk. Another perk I'd say is not really that bad is Ace in the Hole. I think the problem with Ace in the Hole is the RNG, is that when you search a chest, realistically, most survivors are only going to search a chest once per game because of how many survivors there are, and everyone loves to search the chest because if you do, you know, if you open up a chest and you get something good like, hey, I've got a green toolbox, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here for the next survivor that comes by. Very rare. Ace in the Hole is nice, though. I do like Ace in the Hole. I like it a lot. Just the fact that you're going to get at least one add-on changes how the item is. So, for example, finding a brown toolbox in-game is like, okay, I can use this to power through a gen a little bit faster by myself. Finding it with some scraps and a clean rag like this in-game is like, okay, this toolbox is going to help me for a bit. Especially if another survivor's on a gen with me. You know, another situation is, you know, if you get a green key out of a chest normally, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? But if you've got Ace in the Hole, you know you're guaranteed to have an add-on, so it's like, it's not that bad. I might have something like a Blood Amber or a green token or something, make it viable. Same thing, I've seen people is like, Well, ace in the hole, well, it doesn't guarantee you, like, a purple flashlight. If you think you're gonna get a purple flashlight every time you use ace in the hole and search something, you're not. You're just not going to get that. Like, and to be fair, what would you rather have? Would you rather get a purple flashlight out of a chest, or would you rather maybe get a green flashlight with, a yellow battery and, low amp filament for the flashlight? Would you rather have a flashlight that you could use a little bit more because it has add-ons and stuff, or would you rather have the flashlight? The other thing I like about Ace in the Hole is it economizes as well, because I may find an item in game where I don't like the item, but I like the add-ons. I brought up the example earlier of a green key with a blood amber. I may take that just because, okay, I don't like the green key, but I want the blood amber. And it may be more valuable because, you know, if, say, in my last blood web I had to turn down a blood amber for something else, maybe that helps. Alright, so we got level 50 Meg, level 50 Jane, P3 level 50 Nia, who I have played with a bunch. I recognize that name. I don't recognize the other two. Everybody's rank 5 here. So we got ourselves the level 5 club. I think that fits with the title of the video, actually. That's kind of funny. Hopefully they're not complete potatoes. In my experience, randos tend to be complete potatoes. So, Killer's got a hollow shell. It's a good mid-tier. And we're running burner crap. I lessen the mist, and they increase luck a little bit. The brown thicken the mist, the brown lessen the mist, and any luck items other than a Vigo's Jar of Salty Lips, I call those burners. Maybe the Black Salt Statuette. Maybe you don't give that. I call those your burner add-ons, like your salt pouch, your chalk pouch, your salt pouch, your cream chalk pouch. You know, the 2 yellow add-ons for luck, the brown add-on for luck, the slightly thicken and slightly lessen the dark mist. I call those burners. You just chuck them on and get rid of them. You got people like people feel the same way about that, about blood points, the brown blood point add-ons. I disagree with that. I mean, you can get some just bonus blood points is always good. You know, even if you only get like let's say you get 2,000 extra blood points off that. Let's say you're the gen jockey and you're running an objective with 50%. You're like, that's nothing. But you end up getting like 2,000 extra. Ironwork of Infinites. Okay. It's good. Did I just hear a Demogorgon roar before I even spawned in? Okay, they're all going that way. So I'm gonna go back this way. I generally want to go the opposite direction from the other survivors, because you want to have gens spread out, and I think a lot of people make the mistake of 3-genning themselves. I'm wasting a lot of time by doing this at the start, but to be honest, I'm actually collecting information right now, and that makes this more valuable. People are like, oh, it's time wasted at the beginning of the game. It's not. This is me collecting information to see how the randos will play. You know, what killer we get. It is a Demogorgon. Locations of things. Mindbreaker. No Ruin. Okay, so probably Adept. If they're running Mindbreaker and they don't have Ruin, I imagine they're Adept. See right there. Just having the little bit extra charges with the repair speed bonus, it's not a lot, and the great skill check help, but the gen's already at 50%, and I still have a good amount of that left. She's in the basement. So it's in the killer shack, it's not in the infinite. That's good. You can't get punished at the infinite then, really. Great skill check helps. She can counter my stake out a little bit with this, because she won't have exactly a area. Okay, teleporting near. No cruel limit. She's not adept. Notice how I'm keeping my camera angle pretty wide. I should be going in and make the play, but I don't understand what they're doing. Is she camping? What got Jen done there? Oh my god. I want that totem. I should be just like dashing into the other side of the map to help them, considering one of them's now in struggle and the other one is being carried, but... Okay, she's getting unhooked. She's dead on hook. So we know the obsession's dead if they go down. She's dead. Does the other one wiggle off, though, is the question. I need to get on this gen. I gotta run. I don't have time to walk. No, she's not. She'll be dead on hook. That's on me, really, to create some pressure now with the gens. Yeah, people say, oh, that toolbox combination isn't really good. It didn't buy a lot of time. I didn't need to buy a lot of time. Wow. Oh my god. If one of them goes injured or down right here, I know I'm playing with potatoes. Let's watch. 3, 2, 1... Okay, they might not be complete potatoes. It might have been... Oh! Spoke too soon. Jesus. This is the problem with 3-genning, how easy it is to 3-gen. Because I have 2 gens done on this side. They have a gen in the middle. She's down again. She's on hook too. Fucking hell. Yeah, I've got to get gens done. Because I'm the only one doing gens right here. They're getting fucking... She DC'd, of course she did. Because they always fucking DC. This becomes a hatch game for me now. There's a... Can't risk doing that gen. What the fuck was that lag spike? No, she didn't see me. Is there a totem up here? There is a totem up here. She's teleporting. Alright, so 2 people are down and there's 2 gens left. This is the one thing I do hate about high-level play, when you get people at DC all the time. I do have a skill check in my back pocket. I think she knows I'm here. She's teleporting away, though. We've got 2 totems out. People are like, why would you do something like this? Well, because the item I can get out of here is potentially more valuable than the gen, depending on the situation. So she's patrolling that gen. She went upstairs. Did she see me? Donut bar time. That was a bad play on my part. This is a GG right here. I have enough time to use her as bait, but that's all I can do. That's all I can do is just use her as bait. But it's a good killer, so they're gonna chase me now. She knew I was gonna do it. I found the hatch. Not that I'm gonna be able to use it. Rough. I'm gonna go down here. No, I get the bait. basement. I will be able to attempt to escape. I know where the hatch is, but... See, this is where a DC kills you, because these people were potatoes at the game. Like, I did my job. 2 gens in the first, you know, 4 minutes of the game, and they have nothing. She's got a portal right there, so she's gonna know if I get out. Come on. Come on. I'm dead. That's a GG. The DC just killed us. And now you see why at the beginning of the game I didn't really go over with the rest of the crowd. Like, I could have legitimately followed the 2 urban evasioning people and been like, oh yeah, sure, you know, I'm gonna help them get agenda. Now you see why I didn't do that, because they all went down in the same area. They never left that side of the map. I went to the other side of the map, and I got 2 gens done. And the 3 of them were on this side of the map, and 1 person died basically on first hook. They hit struggle phase, and then they died in struggle phase. And the other person DC'd, because they all went down right next to each other. I'll be surprised if they might not borrow time. But I see a lot of borrowed time at this rank, and I didn't see any. So, I'm wondering. That's a bit upsetting right here, especially if I depip. If I depip down to rank 6 off this, I'll be a bit upset. Because I played the game well on my part. I didn't go the altruism route. I know I have the bronze altruism, because I had that unsafe hook rescue. Yeah, I deranked off this, I'm pissed. So I've got the only gens, and I've got decent evader. I knew I was going to lose the benevolent because, you know, they had the unsafe hook rescues. I had an unsafe hook rescue. I should have had more for unbroken, though. Because I lasted the longest. That's ridiculous. I have bronze for unbroken when I died on first hook, essentially. Because my team was trash. Like, that's the power of a DC. They just cost me fucking rank 5. But that's the story. I went from rank 4 down to rank 6, all because of this shit. Let's see what they had. Let's see what she was... Okay, so she had Mindbreaker and Surge and Barbecue. Undetectable and the recovery power. I could tell she had the recovery power because she was fast as fuck. See, Spine Shell, Inner Strength, Adrenaline, Urban, Deliverance, Dead Hard, Borrowed, and Self-Care. She's the one that died first. That's why... She had fucking Borrowed and Decisive, and she was the first person to go down immediately, so she lost the Deliverance. Sorry, Deliverance, not Decisive. She lost the Deliverance and she had the BT. Iron Will, Second Wind, Decisive, and Dead Hard. And then that's me. You see a common thread here is I see a lot of people that run what I would consider to be not as valuable perks. They have the Inner Strength, they have the Deliverance, and they have the Second Wind. Where the Inner Strength just encourages that wrong style of play for me. She never got to use it. And it's like... You could say that for a lot of perks, but I just don't like the fact that, ooh, I need to go hide at a locker. You know, she ran Deliverance, but she got cock-blocked at the beginning of the game, so she basically lost her build right there. And then, with the Second Wind, because she never got to heal anybody, the perk was useless. I mean, I like the Iron Will paired up with the Second Wind, but it's not a good showing. I don't know. It's just a shitty game. Shitty game.